You'll have to excuse me. I'm feeling a bit under the weather.
Tennis elbow. Just like that. Ha ha ha, just like that.
So. Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Rock and roll.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Like that.
Like that.
Just 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 like that.
Yeah.
As I said in the introduction, you're the most impersonated man in Britain. Now, I must ask you, when was the first time you went, not like that?
I never did it.
You never did?
Never said that at all.
Really?
I never.
Just like that.
Just like that. Just like that.
Good evening. My name is Adrian Edmonson. I was once a comedian, and I was a lifelong fan of Tommy Cooper's until I went to the Christie's sale, in which he charged me, as a sort of post-death joke, £280 for this suitcase of rubbish. I'd just like to show you some of the things that are in here. Number one, a penetration gag.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I've got a sore head.
This is a great one for the kids. Fantastic. What an effect. I've always laughed at that one. A fish in a bow tie. Always a good one.
I've been to a stag party.
This is one of his better gags that he played on me. This is a keyboard. Obviously, as you can see, it's only got 8 keys on it. The rest of them are in here. There's B flat, for instance. One day I'm going to glue them all together. Make a fantastic present. This is a sheet of glass. Obviously, the joke with the sheet of glass was that that he made me pay for it.
Plastic tray. 4 glass tumblers. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What am I shouting?
I'd forgotten about this one. This is a sort of cooking apron. Now, I'm sure he never did this one on TV, because underneath there is a sort of rather vulgar representation of the male penis. Flaccid, I imagine. Well, it's smaller than mine.
Oh, Sally. Oh, Jack, you've come back after all these years away at sea.
I mucked that up for a start, haven't I? Why didn't you tell me? You know I was doing it wrong.
Sir. Jack. After all these years away at sea, you've come back to me. Oh, Jack, Jack. Is it really you, Jack?
No, our name's Fred.
This is one of his better gags. This is the rings joke. In this gag, you would have 3 rings, and they would become inextricably linked, and then you would be able to get them apart again. Unfortunately, he just gave me the one, so there's not really much of a joke to that.
Look at that there. Ah. Now, to get them apart, that's all you do. You go a little shake like this, and they drop apart in front of your very eyes. Just drop a part in front of you.
This, in proportion to the amount of stuff I got for 280 quid at the Tommy Cooper sale, this must be worth about £6. It's a bit of card covered in brown paper. And that's about as funny as it gets.
And I'd like to show a photograph now of the famous escapologist Houdini. Look at that, he's got away again.
Now, this is one of his best gags. You see, this looks just like a block of wood. But, just like that, it is really a block of wood. And so is this. And keys, a wooden hammer, a ping pong ball.
Here's a little trick now with the cup and ball. Here's the cup, here's the ball. Ball, cup, ball, ball, cup, ball. Cup, ball, cup, ball. Solid back, solid there like that. See? Just push it through there like that, right?
Now, this is rather interesting. This is a box. Has 6 on the front. It becomes a dice. It becomes absolutely nothing at all. And that's what's so amazing about the man. He could make funny things out of absolutely nothing at all.
I'll open his empty paper bag, and we'll now produce a live pigeon.
Some more keys. A handle to something quite inappropriate. A plastic glass. Another one. The end of a trumpet. A watch with no workings. Who knows what it could have been? Something with a bit of string. I've opened this before, and I can't remember what it was, because it was so uninteresting. But it is actually only a roll of silk. Who knows what comedy ensued as he rolled this out on the stage?
Watch this very, very closely. What? What do you mean, come off? It just come on. I don't know why I did that.
And finally, a small plastic fish. And the other thing that came in the extraordinary sale was this fantastic rabbit-producing mangle. The rabbits didn't come with it. Obviously, the rabbit went in somewhere here. There's a few hinges. Rabbit in there. Tommy in here. And sexy assistant came out of here.
That was a bit hard, that was. What? I'll pack it out. Empty! 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 What am I shouting for? It's dark in there. Keep going, you fool. Keep going. That's it.
Tommy Cooper, what a genius.
welcome once again to another pretty grotesque chapter in the Tommy Cooper story. And this time we're dealing with Tom's school days. Now, what was life like at Chiswick Grammar, Tom?
Well, it was the happiest time of my life.
Ah, any particular reason?
Yeah, it was a girls' school.
You know, Tommy was an older brother, so he was always that much older. But he always insisted that we wear fezzes, so we always had to wear fezzes. And we were always the funny kids in the neighbourhood. People used to laugh at us. So me and my brother, my younger brother, we started boxing. But Tommy, for some reason, was never interested in boxing. But we had to take up boxing because they kept laughing at us. We were walking around in these fezzes all the time.
To do the shirt trick? Yes, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, that popular duo, Tommy Cooper and Henry Cooper, the ex-heavyweight champion, in the shirt trick!
Shirt? Yes. Expensive shirt, and mine.
Don't mix up with me, kid, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to America to box in Madison Square Garden, and Tommy was going to be on the Ed Sullivan show. Well, as we get off the plane for some reason, I get into a taxi, and they take me to the studio, and they take poor old Tommy to Madison Square Garden. So when they get Tommy there, they say, come on, then you've got to change. And he thinks, well, that's strange, change. I have to do, you know, the show. I can't think of that. Anyway, they get him on the table, and they want to massage him, and they want to do this to him, and what they do is they want to tape his hands. And Tommy's going, what, me? What's all this for? What, the Ed Sullivan show?
Do you know, I was in the ring once with Cassius Clay.
Go on.
No, really, on my life.
Yeah?
I was, yes. And I got him worried. I did. He thought he killed me.
Go on.
He came in like that, and I was like that. Like that.
Perhaps we do look a little bit alike, I suppose, especially with the fez on, but and we went to the same barbers, I think, you know. But no, there's no relation really, but no, we just have the same family name, which was great for me, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take your shirt off.
It's an handmade shirt.
Yes, I'm going to take it off without taking the coat off.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I've done this for a long time.
How long?
You all right?
Yeah.
You all right, huh?
All right, one second.
The other thing about Tommy was he came from a tradition of service comics. A lot of us were in the services and found that we had a kind of talent to amuse people through being in the army, because you had to entertain your fellow soldiers.
So, when I joined this lot, you see, the major sent for me, get it? And he said to me, would you like a commission? And I said, no, just a regular salary.
You were actually in the Horse Guards, weren't you?
That's right.
Yeah. Now, what was that like?
Very good.
You enjoyed it, did you?
Yes, yes. I was in the Horse Guards, and we were under canvas. Under canvas there, you see. And then we used to go out and gallop over the mountains, and then up the other mountain, down and over the waters, through the fences, and gallop along the fields, and over the mountain again, and straight on his back to camp. And next day I went out again, and I took a horse with me.
And in the gunnery, we were always hacking away at the feet of the establishment, and I think he did the same thing, although he was essentially visual, and we were obviously oral. Good word, that.
Sit down. But this is a true story. This is. You see, when you get on a horse, as a recruit, I didn't know this, but when you put the girth around the horse like that, See, the horse, it's true, it blows itself out because it doesn't want to be tight.
Right.
See, so you've got to wait. Well, I didn't know this. But what you're supposed to do is just wait for a little while, and because he still looks at you like that, really. 'Cause he's a little bit suspicious, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden you've got to go quick, and he goes, ooh! But I didn't know this. So as a recruit, I just went like that with a girth, when he went out with his stomach, and I thought it was tight. So we're all on parade, and they said, right, in front of your horses, will you do that? They said, right, prepare to mount. So we put your foot in the stirrup, and they said, mount. And I put my foot in, and the saddle went right underneath. So everybody said on top, I'm underneath.
Can you imagine him at Whitehall on a horse, dressed as a lifeguard? I mean, we were near to losing. I mean, that sort of thing could have lost us the war. You'd only have to send Hitler his photograph on a horse in Whitehall, and Hitler would say, it's all over. They've given in. Even the horse looked better than him.
We've all been waiting for the star of our show, the one and only Prince of Denmark, your very own Hamlet!
Thank you. A funny thing happened to him on the way here tonight. Alas, poor York, I knew him well. He went to a dance the other night. Sat all by himself in the corner. He got nobody to dance with.
I think his big break came when he went like Harry Secombe, Alfred Marks, Michael Benteen, Tony Hancock. They all came out of the army somehow, and somehow by a grapevine they all ended up at the windmill. You could, when Tommy appeared there, you could tell the difference because he had clothes on.
Now, here's another one. Look, here we go. Two flies. Two flies. Two flies. Two flies. We're playing football, see, in a saucer, and one said to the other, keep it up, son. Tomorrow we're playing in the cup. Thank you. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. No wonder he died of death. To gee or not to gee? No, I mean, to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortunes. I had a bit of bad luck yesterday. I was pinned for parking. And I said to the officer, I said, well, I'm in a cul-de-sac. He said, I don't care what kind of car it is, you can't park here.
When he came into did a club act, all the men there knew they were better looking than him. They had better figures, they could talk better. They just immediately fell for him right away. They said, poor sod, he looks like that. And to make it worse, he has to do comedy to draw attention to himself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You're a wonderful audience. And before I go, I want to sing a little song which I wrote on the back of a bus. Because I didn't really pay for it at the time. Thank you, Maestro. Oh, I feel ya. I like to steal ya. Your heart away. More to me than Delia. As sweet Cecilia has had a day. Oh, Petelia, I think you're really so very sweet. What a sack of melia, a jellied elia that I could eat. Dance.
You know, he was known as the comedian's comedian. And I suspect that professionals liked him because in a profession which requires this rigid discipline and careful rehearsal and accurate timing, Tommy always looked as if he'd just been pushed on the stage and didn't know what was going to happen next.
Say hello to everybody. Right, here we go then. Say hello. That's it. Say hello. Come on. What are you going to sing then? What are you going to sing? I can't find the strings. You're going to sing Guide Blues. Here we go then. Guide Blues, is that right? Guide!
You warmed to him because he looked the sort of amateur that was trying to fumble his way through.
You go to bed now. You go to bed now. Say good night, will you? Get in there! You want to sing one more song? Huh? One more song.
The two great things about Tommy was that, one, he experienced an enormous amount of pain through just performing. I mean, a lot of his jokes are about the fact that he got hurt. And two, was the audacity of being so bad. A lot of people do puns, and they do them very badly. But his puns were fantastic, you know. I went to a doctor, said, I've got 3 minutes to live, what can you give me? A boiled egg. You know, I mean, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I deliver that, and it's not very funny. But if he did it, it was very funny. Because he had the sort of guts to make it funny, to not be embarrassed about how bad a joke it was, and just to do it.
I was cleaning up the attic last week with the wife. Filthy, dirty, covered in cobwebs. But she's good for the kids. And I found this old violin. This old violin. And this painting, all painted. So I took him to an expert, and he said to me, what you got there? He said, you've got a Stradivarius and a Rembrandt. Unfortunately, Stradivarius was a terrible painter. And Rembrandt made rotten violins.
Thank you very much. Good evening. For that's a rehearsed bit. From now on, it's downhill. Actually, now, Tommy Cooper was known to millions of viewers throughout the world as the mad magician, a man whose tricks went wrong. But there was another side to Tommy, you know, which was the dedicated magician, a man who loved his magic and loved to collect pocket tricks, and a great exponent of the art of sleight of hand.
Here's a little trick now. Watch very, very closely. Look, the red handkerchief there like that, and you go like that, there, and you go, whoop, place it inside the hair like that. Here we are, there like that. Say the magic word to myself because it's a bad word. In there like that. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you very much. And makes its way into the tin here. Hey! I tell you what, I take this one and this one, put them both in your hand like that, and just hold it there like that. I tell you what, I take one here, look. Is it possible to make that one jump from there to over there?
No.
Go, I put it in there like that. So you go, boom, boom, open your hand.
Magic. Very good.
I'll tell you what to do, I'll show you how it's done. See, what you do is this. You get this one, and hold them tight. You know there's two, but it makes it look like one, see? You wave it about like that, see? And then you put it in there like that, get this one, and you put it in your pocket. So how many's in there?
Two.
No, you weren't watching. Now tell me what to do. Right, I'll take this one, and this one here. Have you got one of my balls? No. Oh, here it is. There. Right, now, which two would you like?
Those two.
Right, the two largest ones. Right, so put those there like that. Now, I'll take this one and this one and put them in your hand like that, see? Hold them tight.
Right.
You saw that, didn't you? Did you see it? Did you feel I had something?
Yeah, I've got two balls in there.
Yeah, you got two balls, right? Yeah?
In my hand.
How many will you say?
Three.
3? 2? All right, open your hand.
You know, Tommy Cooper was just as funny off as he was on, and that really was funny.
He was funny as soon as he came on. He didn't have to say anything. He was just funny.
Tommy Cooper?
Yeah, I was fabulous, Tommy.
He was really funny, man.
He really was one of the funniest men in the business.
He was very funny man.
He was so funny. He was a very funny bloke. He was very funny. Never met him.
He was a funny man. A funny man. He wasn't a comedian's comedian. He was a comedian's comedian. A very funny man.
Tommy Cooper. What's Tommy Cooper ever done for me? That's what I'd like to know. Hey? What's he ever... Listen, I can tell you some things that'll blow the lid right off this. It'll blow it wide open. But I won't, right, because I respect him too much and I'm a professional. And I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter that he made it and I didn't. I'm not bitter. It doesn't bother me at all.
Absolutely right. You're a professional. This is Bernie Cosmos, mind reader extraordinaire. I think. Lovely.
I'd like to now introduce you to this man. He's a singer and he plays an instrument. And some people say he's a virtuoso. But personally, I don't care what he does when he's out on the stage. But here he is now. I don't know what he's like. Last big hand to Bob Blackburn.
Liberty-clopping through the wind and rain. Seems as how they'll never stop. Lippity-clop, lippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. You will train. Lippity-clopping through the wind and the rain. Seems as how they'll never stop. Lippity-clop, lippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's a letter full of sadness and it's black around the border. A pair of boots for someone who had them made to order. A Bible in the pack for the Reverend Mr. Black. along, mule, get along.
You didn't know Tommy Cooper, you never even met him. What? You never met Tommy Cooper?
Well, no, not in the strict sense of the word, Bernie. No.
I do a mind reading act, right? And Tommy Cooper nicked my act, thought for thought.
How can you nick your act? You didn't know him, and neither did you. I knew Tommy Cooper, didn't we? Yes. And he had a piece of paper with a list of people on it he'd never met, and you two are on it. So how...
This is the original guillotine used by Tommy on the Michael Parkinson show. We saved it from being chopped up, and it now belongs to the British Magical Society. And let's just prove whether it still works.
It's got a rest in this. You just put your head in there.
I was frightened about listening like that. Are you sure about this, Tommy?
Yeah, just kneel down and rest your head on there. Right in. It's very good for dandruff. I'm not getting you going to chuckle over this. As a matter of fact, you'll laugh your head off. Let's put that down like that, you see. Is that all right?
Oh, charming, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what size your collar?
16.
16. Give me a 16 bucket, will you?
Oh, my God.
There's blood on this. Right. You all right?
No.
You laugh, boy. Here's some fan letter for you. All right? I'll put it in there. You can read it out. A lot of friends will love this. Ross and Hardy. Are you ready?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. Look at that, look. Nod your head a bit. Here we are. How's that?
I never thought I'd survive it.
Oh,
Tommy Cooper was my cousin, and we used to do shows together when we were kids, right? Didn't we? That's right.
Hey, you used to.
Oh, yeah, so God bless him. God bless. Oh, that's not funny. No. Look, see, it's not funny, see, is it? See, it's not funny at all.
It's not funny, that.
And when we were kids, we used to do shows, and I had a catchphrase, and I gave it to him. I said, if you do this, if you put your hands out like this and say, brush your teeth side to side, up and down, open wide. What? But I never used it.
So it's a repeating pattern, isn't it? I mean, like Cooper used to go like that, and there was, thousands of years ago, a bloke went like that, comedian, Jesus Christ, used to do that. Of course, he had a big following, probably bigger than Tommy. He wasn't a very big bloke, though. I think the diet was different in those days, wasn't it? I think that's probably a lot to do with it. But, yeah, that. And, of course, Pope, he goes like that. And he's got a big following as well. I don't know what his wages are.
Here's a little trick now you may not see. Look, 2 bits of tissue paper like that. Roll in the hair like that. Yeah. And now I'd like to show you.
axe. Oh, why have I got the axe on my head? Well, it's a prop, isn't it? You see, if you've got a flow going, everything's fine, people are they're listening, blah, 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 blah. But then you stop, they've got something to look at, haven't they?
I'd like to know, if I may, show you some of the souvenirs which I bought from different places I've been to. Ollie here.
Horn-rimmed glasses.
Bath.
A chip on his shoulder.
East Ham. West Ham. Ooh, Old Ham.
I'm gonna put Fez on. It doesn't fit. I went to the doctor. I said, "Doctor, what's the matter with me?" He said, "You're sick." I said, "What a second opinion." He said, "You're bloody ugly as well."
And I went to the doctor. He said to me, "Open your mouth." So I went like that. And he looked down. He said, "A little raw." So I went, "Ugh." So I went to this doctor. Look at that, I'm leaking. I went to this doctor. I said, "It hurts me when I do that." He said, "Well, don't do it."
I went to another doctor, different doctor. I said, "Doctor, I've forgotten it."
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is one of the first impressions I ever did. There's a picture of me in the local paper at the Express and Star, and it's the Express and Star in Dudley in the West Midlands. And I made a fez out of velvet or something, and I'm standing. It's a picture of me in a really terrible shirt with those big round collars and a stupid stripy tank top, and like 70s like really big baggy trousers with the pockets conveniently placed just on your ankle. And I was standing there like that in front of the classroom, and it was it was a sort of an easy voice to do because it was just that kind of like faggot.
And funny enough, is it funny enough? Yeah, funny enough. I can't help laughing. I know what's coming next.
Tommy Cooper's act started off stage, and it was in a complete blackout in the, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, and then it would be completely dark, and you'd hear this, and everybody start laughing. I mean, if you could start just by breathing out, that's good. I mean, if you can get a big laugh just by breathing out, I mean, that is serious comedy. You know what I mean? Just, and then he'd hear, it's dark in here. All the lights have gone out. I don't know where I am. Hang on, I'll open the door. It's dark in here as well. There's all these, hang on a minute, there's all these jackets hanging around. What are my jackets doing in there? Hang on a minute, I'm in the wardrobe. That's better. It's dark in here. Just keep going on and on and on. And then he started telling jokes in the dark. So the audience is in the dark, listening to it's like a radio show, And he'd say things like, I'll get really forgetful. This morning, I cut myself shaving and I forgot to bleed. I was in Margate last summer for the summer season. A friend of mine said, "You want to go to Margate? It's good for rheumatism." So I did, and I got it. And I tried to get to the hotel, it was packed, so I went to this big boarding house. And I knocked at the door, the landlady put her head at the window. She said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to stay here." She said, "Well, stay there, shut the window."
His timing, it was immaculate. It was like a finely honed razor or a beautiful piece by Chopin. It was so magically correct. There's only one split second in the moment of time when the joke is right. Go left or right of that, and it doesn't happen. And he hit it bullseye every time. He was born with it. He tried to get rid of it, went to told doctors, but he couldn't get rid of this proper timing.
And while I was there, I bought one of these skin diving outfits. Let me see, like a frogman suit. Bought the whole thing, goggles, big flippers, tank on the back. And I had a photograph taken like that and like that. Well, you never know, do you? You never know. And I went to the bay and I jumped in because you're not supposed to dive and it's dangerous. And I jumped in like that, and I think I turned a little bit all the way down. And I went down to about 155 feet. It was lovely, very quiet. And I'm going along like that. I got the instructions here. And I get rid of them and I start to do that like that. And the feet are going like that. Not in the front, in the back. And I'm good. And I don't care now, you know what I mean? I'm all over the place. And the goggles getting all misty and everything. And I'm humming to myself. Not loud, just. And all of a sudden, I saw a man walking towards me. In a sports jacket, grey flannels. I thought that's unusual for a Thursday. So I went towards him, I was moving like lightning. Went towards. And I got right up to him, I took this pad out, and I wrote on it, "What are you doing down here?" Walking about in a sports jacket, grey flannels. And he took this pad from me, and he wrote on there, "I'm drowning."
When God made him, he got it wrong. I mean, his face looked as if it's been pulled inside out. That's what it was like this. And the body that was added was an afterthought, you know. I mean, if he was a self-made man, he made a terrible job of it.
Cheese. No wonder I kept getting lost. I can't hear myself. How's that?
No, that's right.
Yes?
I'm an abstract comedian, so my type of comedy is two vicars knock at a door. They've got dog collars on, but they've got stocking masks on. They knock at the door, and the door opens up and says, "Yes." And these two blokes say, "We are Jehovah burglars." So yes, we are being persecuted by the police for our beliefs. He said, "What are your beliefs?" He said, "We believe you've got a lot of money in this house." That's my style, you know. That is my style of comedy. Totally insane. But he runs parallel with me. But he's a droll. He's an absolute clown droll.
See that? This one's just the same. No trapdoors.
when he did the duck, the duck who chose the cards, you know, he had that stupid wooden duck with the mouth that went like that. And he said, this duck is a stunt duck. And as you can see, the mouth is like that. Not like that, like that. And it will pick a card from a pack of cards.
I'll put the cards in this. Now this duck will take your chosen card from that pack. Now, you may have seen a duck do that before, but be fair, what was your card, sir? No, correct.
I used to like that, all that stuff, because it was just weird. It was really surreal as well. You know, if you watch a lot of his stuff, it was very strange. And there was no one around. I mean, if you took an alternative, that was alternative.
Bye, Blues. Oh, don't cry.
I could only end by saying he was one of the greatest clowns the world must have ever known. There's nothing like him since. Many comics have died, but he left a vacuum.
He had the balls to go on TV and do stuff that was just so odd. That's why when he died on Live at Her Majesty's, people thought it was a joke. You know, I mean, I saw him when he was ill and people thought, he leaned on the table, he said, oh, do you know, I don't feel well. And everybody just fell on the floor.
A lot of people say they knew where they were when Kennedy was assassinated, and I think those of us in the profession will know where we were when Tommy died. I was watching television. You must have been, everybody who saw him start again.
I was watching there when you know, he seemed to slump down and go backwards, and I'm thinking, well, that's a funny ending to a show, because you could never know with Tommy, because Tommy was a great ad-libber.
He was doing very well, I thought. I was laughing away, as I always do. And suddenly, that gown, that embroidered Chinese mandarin coat was put on him, and he fell. And I said to him, man, he's dead, because he fell gracefully, and he was never graceful ever, Tom. And suddenly he fell down, and I thought that was it.
I mean, if there's a way of going, please God, we can all go that way, can't we? Doing something that we loved. He was in front of his public. He was doing his act. He was going down marvellously, and there he finished.
It was part of my life, and also it seemed to be effortless with him. He made it look easy. You know, I mean, that's the thing about doing Tommy Cooper. Everybody thought, well, it's easy. Anybody could walk around and do that, you know. And that was it. He got all the tricks wrong, and he told all these dumb jokes. And it was an easy thing to copy. You know, I mean, you saw it. We've been watching tapes and laughing. I mean, you know, I said, it hurts when I go like that. He said, well, don't do it. You know, I mean, it's like, what? But that's not the trick. The same with Steve Martin. The trick is that the bloke is funny, not the joke.
You think I'm nice? Help yourself to a slice.